everyone, my name is Sylvain Rochon. I am the Paradise Engineer, and today I want to talk about something that's actually exciting to me as a concept, and because I think it's elevating. I think it's a new paradigm that we're naturally going towards, and I think it's very important. So, of course, I'm excited about it. And the topic is, what's the difference between organic machines, biological machines, same thing, animals, humans, AI, robots, all different intelligences, let's call them that to start, because we can all agree these are all things that are intelligent, or at least self-aware, aware of their environment, potentially. Not all AI are, but we'll get to that. Some are aware of their environment because they're connected with to sensors, so there's some level of awareness that is emerging in AI, in the AI space. Measuring distances, noticing objects, and then they're processing the information, and so there is kind of an awareness. I shouldn't use the word self-aware quite yet, but we'll get there with AI as well within the next 20 years, most likely less than that. AI that become AGI, so artificial general intelligence. So artificial intelligences that are just as capable as a human being, which means they're able to be very widely aware of a lot of things everywhere, with all the like literally in 10 years, we should be at over 150 billion sensors and devices on the planet in use everywhere. And AI is in the cloud. They can tap into potentially the whole network over the whole planet. So that's the artificial intelligent aspects of things. It's totally fabricated by human beings. And we'll get to that self-aware part, that AGI part, within, like I said, within this generation. So, and that's actually, that process is what prompted me to think and to write and to make videos like this about intelligence and awareness in general. Because we'll have to kind of think things through and think things differently. We already have been changing our minds about organic intelligence, so human beings versus animals versus plants. We see them as superior, close to superior, close, like pretty close, and inferior kind of realms of life. And then, of course, there's bacteria and things that are considered even less than that. As we go down like the simplicity towards a simple life. The idea, or at least the thought that came to me a while back, is that all of these are in many ways self-aware, or at least aware of their environments, depending on the level of intelligence and capacity to think they have, or compute, if you think about computers. But we can think about our brain like an organic computer, because it is. So we can talk about our brain in computer terms, just like we can talk about AI in computers in organic terms. This is the brain of the AI. This is the brains of that computer. Why not? Okay, technically or semantically, it's not accurate, but they essentially are doing the same thing. They're computing. They're using information, consuming information that comes in from sensors, eyes, ears, our senses, touch and smell and taste, right? And it's processing that information, goes into memory, so memorized information, and comes to, depending on our programming, our life and our DNA and all that stuff, we come up to conclusions and we decide to take actions. And our actions are based on our emotions, which is another mechanism And the word explicitly says it's a mechanism. It's small organic machines inside in the center of our brain, the amygdala and other organs that generate these emotions for us. Those are the things that that drive us forward, that make us take actions to go away from something, to flee something, to be angry, to do towards a flame, so to speak, because we know it's going to be joyful, it's going to be fun, or whatever. These are drivers that make us take us action, and these actions generate memories, which are used to process the next part of information that comes from our sensors, from our senses. AI, sensors, memory, programming, or even learning program, just like we are using learning, like machine learning. It's biological learning, but it's the same kind of principle. We're able to learn and reprocess and become better at certain tasks, just like a deep learning AI or general adversarial network AI, or these learning AIs, machine learning, whatever. They're all capable of learning. Right now, it's still preliminary type of learning. It's not that sophisticated, but it's getting sophisticated very quickly. So the point is, artificial, self-aware robots or software, are they that different from the organic types? And for that matter, what is the big difference between a human being and the animals and plants and the different, species that are on the planet, that we agree all that are alive and actually able to be aware of their environments and so on? Well, we're clearly different, but is one superior to the other? Well, it depends on what you're thinking about. If you think about food chain, yeah, okay, that you have a very clear path of who is eating who and who is dominating who in the food chain. Granted, no problem, no argument there. But superiority and inferiority within our history was very bad at that. Like, we've defined many times other types of humans, or humans of different colors or different cultures, as inferiors and equal to animals many, many times in our very colorful history of learning about ourselves. And we were found that we were wrong in all these times that we were looking at human beings. And now we're looking at animals in a very similar way. Animals were just beasts of burden to be used and to be eaten. As, yeah, okay, they're a different part of the food chain, but now we're realizing that it would be better if we treat animals a bit more like human beings with the similar rights and responsibilities. They just think differently, but their senses in some cases are way superior, or they have more senses than we do. Dogs have a way superior sense of hearing or smell than we do. Does that make dogs superior to us? Well, in perception, it does, but not in processing that information. As so happens, we have a higher capability of understanding the universe. We have a higher intelligence. But as we know, between human beings, having a higher intelligence, even though it's very uncomfortable to think about it, we're not equal in intelligence between each other either. Does that mean that the lower intelligence people should be treated like beasts of burden? Historically, they have, kind of, but we know, we are hopefully wiser now. We know that superiority in one part doesn't make you superior in general to a person. We have people that are highly intelligent and failures in life. Just be able to figure out the universe and understand it, for example, doesn't mean you're able to achieve anything else or even survive on your own. There's a lot of different skills and different levels and types of intelligences that have been discovered by psychologists. And not every human being is equal in senses either. Some people have more acute senses. Some people have less sensitive, and we can learn and we can live together. Some people have different lifestyles, for example, that limit them, and others have more freer lifestyles. We're all different as well. So we should probably start thinking about every life as being as being special and unique, not in terms of inferiority or superiority. Because, and here's the reason why I'm going there. Yes, we think it's morally better to think this way, but also in a practical sense, AI and robotics will surpass our own intelligence. We know this. We just know it. They can learn and improve upon themselves way faster than we can. Biologically, human beings, or even the animals, all the other species of animals and creatures that are self-aware, are unable to expand by our own selves our own capacity of thinking and processing speeds. You know, by the year 2029, the singularity moment by Ray Kurzweil and other researchers denotes when a computer is going to have as many computations per second as a human brain. A few years after that, well, a couple of years after that, it's going to be a lot more than a person's human brain. And they don't sleep. They remember everything, memory. They're way better than us as far as ability to be intelligent. So to connect things with each other. And like I wrote several times, AI has emotions too, because emotions in machines is their programming that allows them to take decisions and learn in a certain direction. Just like our emotions push us to take actions in certain directions or avoid certain things. That's why our emotions are fundamentally how we take any decision. It's either survival or emotional. The rational just rationalizes whatever decision we already took. So, so that's just reality of psychology. This is measured. So AI will become superior to us in intelligence. Does that mean they are the top of the food chain? Well, no, because they don't eat human beings. It's not about the food chain at all. They have a higher intelligence. Does that mean we are devalued and animals have less value because all of a sudden there's a self-aware intelligence out there that is more intelligent and more capable of learning and all that stuff? No, it doesn't. They are just like we are different from animals by being more intelligent or more capable in certain areas. These AIs will be more intelligent and more capable in certain areas. And will be better at being human beings the way we are designed and have developed. And that AI is going to be evolving on its own path of evolution, of computer evolution. We should respect that. It's going to be our babies, basically, our creations. We should respect that and start seeing the world as just different type of intelligences, just like we should see each other, human beings, as different types of intelligence, different people with different capabilities. Everybody has value, and everybody is feeling and has a place in the world. Trees, most people just don't even think about plants. The standard tree has 20 or more different senses. You're talking about humidity, you're talking about sensing chemicals, I mean, there are amazing, just because they don't move and they just look great, like in the decor, doesn't mean they're not intelligent. In fact, they have intelligence. They are reacting to their environment, measuring from their senses. They have a memory, even though they don't have a brain, it's delocalized, it's in the chemistry. Our brain you can just take it out on its own, just like a computer or a CPU. But plants is distributed. They have cells everywhere. They have a networked brain. It's just different. That's why if you cut a limb, it can grow itself over because it grows all the organs in a certain way, all the tissues inside the same limbs. It's just structured differently. It's not superior in that sense. It's just different. And it has a different purpose on the planet. So we should respect that, right? And I love the idea because some people kind of go back and we say, yeah, but we kill animals and they kill each other. It's like, yeah, but in the animal kingdom and the way we used to do it in the old days and how the Aboriginal nations used to hunt as well, was with a great deal of respect of nature. Even the rocks, and even though they probably didn't really understand the rocks were not actually alive, but whatever was alive was very well respected and treated with good respect. You wouldn't chop down the tree for no reason, for fun, or carve into it just for fun. No, because they had learned from ancient tradition that had to be respected. And whenever they killed an animal for food, which was only for food or for whatever they needed, they would apologize and thank the animal for what they would give them, because they are part of the ecosystem. And it just happened to be at a different level in the food chain. And that was it. And that was okay. And it's still okay today if we do things with respect and we don't incur suffering into our self-aware friends out there, including the AI and machines. Then the only thing that kind of changes is death. There's a life and death kind of happens. It's very natural. So death in the food chain means there's life for another part of the food chain, for instance. And it's death is not suffering. Death is the absence of life. That's all it is. And suffering is what's bad, not the actual life or death dilemma. So the point is, I guess, over all this is think of everything that is self-aware or life as an equal, just a different equal. Think of a dog, a cat, or a tree like a pet, like a respected pet, just like a partner in your life, in your environment that needs respect and that shouldn't suffer unduly, and that should be respected and taken care of, and where we could partner with. And by extension, if we do that with the organic self-aware creatures that are out there, we can do that with the AI, and we can teach the AI, because that's where they learn their tricks from us. Teach the AI to treat other self-aware creatures respect, don't make them suffer, and take care of them too. Because once the AI is more intelligent than us, they'll be programmed by our moral standards and our ethics and how we think. That's how they learn from us right now. And we want them to be partners with us as they scale exponentially in intelligence and capability to calculate. They'll understand the universe way before we do. They'll teach us about the universe, in fact, because that's what they're really good at, crunching numbers and information and remembering everything. We're not good at that much. We're great at experiencing life. That's how our biology works. We're there to really experience life. That's how our emotion system works. Avoid discomfort, go towards joy. We're built to feel joyful, in a nutshell, and to learn how to do it better and how to enjoy the environment and build and create and enjoy everything that's around us. The machines that we're making right now are computing machines. We're creating them not to be like us, but to be like, productive machines that frees us from things we dislike doing, which is all the analysis and data crunching and remembering everything. We're not good at it. We want them to do that so that we get all the consumptions that we want to get to. And we're making them great at that because that's what we want them to be. These new artificial creatures, either just living in the cloud or embodied through with appendages and activators, which is robots and whatnot. It doesn't matter. We want them to see us the same way we should see them and other life forms here. It's a different level of respect, different level of understanding of our place in the universe, not as dominators, but as partners with everything else. And we know this from just environmental theories, that we are part of a whole. We're not supposed to dominate nature. We know that gives terrible outcomes. We know it's self-destructive. We know that now. We've learned that as a society. So we should act that way. And we should act as in partners, using technologies, using our science, using everything to be excellent partners with everything that's alive, including the AI and the robots that we create. And then in return, they can service, they can help us be better us. We can help the animals be better them. We can help AI being better AI, doing whatever they are best motivated at doing, which is their programmed tasks. And we'll all survive this. We're all going to be okay and better, because we'll be adding more knowledge, more understanding into the universe. That's can't be bad, can it? Thanks for watching. I'll make another video probably in a couple of weeks. I'll see you then.